Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's day is going well. I am Dark Pool Algo, and thank you for joining me on another morning watch list building session. Give me a second, let me get signed into everything, make sure that we're going good, and then we will get going. We're going to be using the Smart Money Dark Pool and Block Trade algorithm software. It's provided by FlowTrade. We're going to try to find some stocks and options that are going to make a greater than expected move today. And no, we are not going to play DWAC. Sorry, not doing it. That's stupid money there. It's just bananas. I can't even believe it. Their warrant went from like 50 cents to $50. Instant millionaires. So good morning, good morning, good morning. If you have requests, get them into me now. I'm going to go over some news real quick. Then we're going to look at the futures. Then we are going to try to find some stocks and options that can make a move today. Today is Lotto Friday, or as I like to put it, don't lose your ass on a Friday, because guess what? The stock market will take your lunch money and not even care. It'll be like lunch money gone. Okay. This is the FlowTrade interface. This is what we will be using looking for divergences. Excuse me. This is a leading indicator. It looks at large institutional hedge funds, big smart money, real-time data, and creates an algorithm based upon a bunch of different factors. If you never joined me before, if this is the first time, let me just explain my chart setup real quick. White bars are price action. If I draw red lines across the screen, those are regular block trades. Blue lines are dark pool block trades. And if I draw a white line on the screen on a Friday, then it means it's what? Party time. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe for people in Miami. I'm too old for that crap. No, what it means is that there's a regular and a block trade that both printed at that level. We've found that those are key areas of support and resistance. So if I drop one down, just take a minute, mark up your chart with it. Just note that it could be an important inflection point. And with that being said, let me get through my news, and let me get through the news. We'll look at tickers requests from both. See if I'm going to be able to do this. I got to figure out how I can get into. I'm restreaming to the Bullish Bears YouTube channel as well, because they asked me to do it, and I would gladly try to provide their members with some more value. See if I can get this up without blowing things up. Hold on, give me 1 second. That's me right there. I don't want to hear myself. You guys will hear some nasty reverb. Don't want that. All right, there's one. All right, so I've got their chat up. Good morning, Bullish Bears chat. I can see the chat. Unfortunately, I won't be able to respond to it because I don't have that kind of access. But if you post something, I'll try to get to it, okay? With that being said, let's jump into some news. And while this is loading, all I ask in return is you hit the like button, subscribe, go turn on notifications, and then share it with your friends, families, coworkers, neighbors. Comments are super important to my channel. They really do help build the stream, and it really helps me out with that YouTube algorithm. We like the YouTube algorithms. Okay, moving on. As far as news goes, grab a drink real quick and we'll do this. All right. Western Digital are in discussions to merge with Japan's Kyokusa, and a deal worth over $20 billion has stalled, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing people familiar with the matter. Companies are seeking to finalize a stock deal that would establish a memory chip giant worth about $40 billion. Western Digital and Japan's merger have stalled, so that's sketchy AF. Anyway, moving on. Biggest news, I think, besides the SPAC that came out yesterday, was Snapchat dropping 20% overnight and lowering guidance. The 20-point drop isn't concerning. It can make it back. It's the lowering guidance. They estimated 17 cents versus the actual 8 cents of revenue, stating that they missed their lower end of guidance due to changes in advertising tracking on Apple's iOS that did not scale as expected. That Apple iOS is like, Apple's out there just doing what it wants in the market, kicking people while they're down. making it more difficult for ad partners to measure and manage campaigns, and macroeconomic factors such as impacting advertising that deal with global supply chains and the ad demand for Q4 in particular. So that's going to ripple effect into Facebook, Roku, Etsy, Twitter, right? Any of that social media stuff, they're gonna have some issues with it today, except for who? Yes, the SPAC of all SPACs, DWAC. That effort, dude. I missed my entry by like 5 cents. 18 to 100 per share. Instant millionaires. So that being said, we'll continue on with the news. Cmdm lowers guidance as well. In Q3, down about 75 million, down from the prior view, 88 to 92 million, which primarily reflects greater than anticipated global supply constraints impacting shipments of products, which we expect to continue in the first half of 2022. Okay. Intel down 7%, right? They did not do anything with their guidance, which is good. Okay. Bunch of micro little industrial materials. Honeywell came out. I'm really looking for companies that modified their guidance. That'll have a huge effect on the market, right? Honeywell came out, and yeah, there we go. They cut their 421 revenue view about 2 billion. Sketchy. Rite Aid filed for mixed security shelf offering. What else is going to affect the market today? Western Alliance, WRB, INDB. Nothing too much in financials. Walmart offering Bitcoin through 200 of its Coinstar kiosks in a tie-up with crypto ATM firm CoinMe. CoinDesk reported last night. That's kind of interesting with Walmart. Very interesting. Boston Beer, Sam Adams. So Sam Adams had some bad earnings a while ago and literally dropped like $200 per share. It was ridiculous. They did guide forward depletions and shipments of 18 to 22%. Sees national price increases of 2 to 3%, gross margin 40 to 42%. Advertising, promo, and selling expenses increase 80 to 100 million. Right. So they beat on earnings. They provided good looking forward guidance. So Sam Adams might be a good stock to look at today, just because they do have such an upward potential. So we'll look at that. Chipotle, I can't even afford Chipotle, dude. Check this out. Can't afford their stock, can't afford their food. I'm just kidding. I'm a little off this morning. Things aren't going like they usually do. I'm very routine driven, and my routine's off. Okay. And so 702 versus 632. Revenues raised, and let's see, did they provide? Nope, they didn't even provide good guidance. Ish. World news: Eurozone composite PMI dropped, which is could be sketchy. The market's not really reacting, except for, remember our bottom row that we want to see down? It's up. Gold is up. Crude is up. Bonds are up. So's the ES, the NQ, the YM, and the Russell are all up. It's just kind of crazy. Well, the Russell's down a little bit right now. Excuse me. We had some earnings today. Honeywell, CLF, that should be interesting. What I didn't see, so we have PMI flash, a little bit of PMI flash information today. What I didn't see was any news about Sundial, right? Tilray is looking to monopolize the marijuana sector. Can I say that? Cannabis sector. And you know how they bought Afria, APHA? Well, they're looking to absorb Sundial as well. Sundial is a farm, and they've been around a long time, hovering right there at that dollar range. I think anybody who started trading stocks has at least bought Sundial at least once. So let's get into, all right, as far as in Asian markets, the Nikkei index rose nearly 100 points. Shanghai slipped. Hang Seng climbed. And in Europe, the DAX is up over 100. FTSE is up 5%. The Dow eased from record hitting high on Wednesday, while the Nasdaq paced market gains with the S&P that hit fresh record highly. Now, I don't know if we're going to blast through any records today on a Friday. Should be interesting. I wanted to note that everybody is pushing. Here we go. So while the majority of earnings this far start quarterly earnings, about 20% for the S&P, the potential impact of supply chain disruptions and labor shortages on profits is starting to take center stage for this earnings season, right? So the supply chain issue really hit this last quarter, so it's going to affect a lot of these companies' bottom line. IBM tumbled 8%, right after it missed its market estimates for quarterly revenue. Tesla helped keep the Nasdaq up, so dude, that DWAC went from 93 to 77. It's money making, like it's life changing money, but dude, it's just not for me. Maybe it's for you. Anyway, story of the day yesterday was Digital World Acquisition Corp, special purpose acquisition company that will merge with former President Trump's social media company, shot up 356%, closing at $45.50 a share, and then proceeded to rally another $30 per share post market, and then pre market up another 20. So it closed at 45. It just hit 93. Right? This bananas, right? Bananas. Applications for U.S. state employment benefits unexpectedly declined 290,000 last week to pre-pandemic levels, raising the expectations that the Fed may look to raise rates sooner in 22 to cool inflation. I think they should just give every American $1,000 on a digital card every month and tell them if they don't spend it, that next month they get 80% of what they have. That will encourage spending. That's all we need to fight inflation is spending, right? So I think that's it. There's a little bit of information about Asia's subdued risk sentiment gets a surprise boost following a report from Evergrande that they made their $83.5 million interest payment on an overdue dollar bond, and that really did help the Europe stocks. They rose Friday, so Evergrande did pay their bond. I forgot to do that. Sorry. All right, I had to throw that someplace. All right, so as far as final day trading for this week, looking at the futures, I'm seeing a bunch of seahorses. You guys know what a seahorse is? I'll show you here in a second. I like to find animals and stock patterns. It really does help me remember things. So this is that DWAC, right? Let's show what this looks like. Oh, come on, Toss. Don't be a POS today. Right. So I was supposed to get in right here, actually right here at 18. Some things came up at that time. I was not able to get into my position there. It went from 18 to 93. So it closed at 45, rallied to 65, right? In the aftermarket session. Pre-market opened up, popped up to 90, cooled off, rallied back up to 93, cooling off. I think 100, well, yeah, it's just going to be nutty today. I don't play this kind of crap. It's just too volatile. Sorry. Not for me. All right, let's get the futures charts up. Now is a good time for some requests to start coming through. And I will get those noted as well as the ones that I've got on my list already. All right, so futures. You guys ever watch Saturday Night Live? I feel like I need some sort of transitory, gimmicky something, maybe some music or something. Wish I had a soundboard. That'd be kind of fun. All right, so overall, general rule of thumb is if this bottom four are pointed down, then the top four will go up. Very rarely do we see them running together, right? However, that seems to be what's happening today. Okay. Gold, 1805. Like, that means crypto's probably down. I think crypto is a new hedge. However, gold's running. It's rallying off of some news, maybe. I don't know. Crude's doing kind of a choppy thing. Faded yesterday into into the mid of the day and then started rallying since then. If it takes out 84, things will get super interesting with crude. Bonds are chopping on the way down. This is TLT, if anybody's interested. TLT is a little snitch. So if TLT is fading, the ES usually rallies and they're inverse. So if you see a large increase in bond purchases and ZB starts to rally, look for that pullback in ES. Okay. And this is a Japanese yen with a nice little head and shoulders forming. So as soon as that pulls back, cut it off at the neck. We want the yen to fail. Okay. ES. Massive move yesterday. A lot of this has to do with those earnings reports coming out. We're consistently making those higher highs and higher lows. 45.48. We hit, I can't remember if that's all-time high or not, but we're just moving and grooving. Doesn't look like there's a gap too much. Maybe a minor gap here. 45.37 to 45.48. If this pulls back to there and can maintain around this level for the next hour or so, I think we might be range bound today. Same with the YM, right? After a after a nice little sell off, it finally found support at the end of the day and just ran. That's the YM. NQ, inverse, like opposite of what happened. It rallied at the open. A lot of this got to do with Tesla, right? I think Tesla, hopefully Tesla just pins at 900 today. I've got a butterfly. I've never pinned butterfly, and I'd love to do it and see what it looks like. Okay. The Russell is steadily increasing, right? Like rally to consolidation, rally to consolidation. We missed the Wu-Tang reversal. 2305 seems to be pretty significant. 2304, 2305 seems to be pretty significant resistance for the Russell. So possible range bound between the weekly pivot and the high. Okay. Gold is still continuing to rise. Crude is, yeah. So this is interesting. Let me get a drink on here. What I was saying about seahorses. Hold on, let me see if I can find one. So you have to zoom in on the ES. Doesn't that look like a seahorse? My drawing skills are on fleek. Hold on. Let me show you what this looks like. So you got a little head right here, right? And a neck. A little head and a neck. You got a little body right here, right? We got the downside of the little body right here, right? And then we got, beep, and a little tail. A little seahorse. We call it the seahorse. The seahorse is bearish. Okay. There's a couple shapes out there. It's a tinfoil hat theory time. We're not even going to go into it. No Batman. See the Batman ears? It's bearish. All right. Let's get going. I'm going to start taking some requests. Checking on the bullish bearish requests first. Not seeing anything on their chat. Let me check out their Discord. If you didn't know, the bullish bearish does have a Discord now, and it's fire. Just like everything that they do. I'm sure that they've got some sort of special or promotion going on that you get access to. Probably, I think if you get access to even everything right now, check them out, bullishbearish.com. If you don't already have a subscription, join them if you're looking to start learning how to trade stocks, or if you want to up your game as far as price action, or if you want to learn advanced option strategies. There's two of the best people in business in that group. They could really teach you how to advance your trading, right? From income trades to directional trades to futures and price action. Go check them out. If you don't already have a subscription, come on. Take a chance and make a move to change your life. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Looking at requests. I'm not really seeing anything on their end. And my end, my viewers, morning chat, morning. Let's see what we got here. Let's see who showed up today. Laz, you better have been the first one to comment. If you're not, then guess what, bro? You're going to be the last one to get reviewed. Johnny, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Laz. Chevy. Chevy Drop Top's got the best name. Oh, I think I'm going to create another YouTube channel for like penny stocks and call it Box Chevy. My Box Chevy. The Yellow Wolf. Anyway, I digress. So So we're looking at Coin, Neo, LI, Run, PLTR, AMD, Zoom, Open, Square. Yeah, I said my drawing skills are on fleek. I'm old AF, but I still got some game, yo. Snap, IBM Coin. Let's see if we got anything else. Morning. All right, so on top of those, what I'm looking at is FedEx, UPS, Nike, Snapchat, W and SFix, Stitch Fix. If you got on the weekly watch list this week, Stitch Fix did its thing. It made its move. All right, this is Snap. This is what, check out what Stitch Fix did. Yo, if you like money, follow the weekly watch list. Right, nice little fade at the open on Monday. But since then, rally. Look at that angle. Anyway, I digress. Okay, let's get back to here. So Stitch Fix is still on my watch list. You want to look at Snapchat? Yeah, we can look at the algo with Snap, IBM, Coin, and then we'll do Zoom, Square. Yeah, okay, here we go. Nice. Look at Coin and IBM look very similar. So I did a pretty expository review on Coin the other day. I'll briefly brush over it again today. Okay. Stitch Fix. All right. So again, to reiterate, if you've not seen me use these charts before, let me explain how this works because it'll make a lot of sense once you see how I'm doing it. Okay. This is the smart money dark pool and block trade algorithm. It tracks large institutional hedge funds purchases. It throws them through an algorithm called the Flow Index Algo. It tracks everything in real time. This is the only leading predictive indicator out there. Everything else is lagging. Lagging indicators include things such as MACD, right? Stochastics. I think RSI might be. I think RSI might be real time, but it's not a leading indicator. So what we're looking for is we look for divergence. Ooh, IBM's going to be weird. Just a second on this. Every once in a while, there'll be a wackadoodle stock that'll come in and just ruin the system because of just the volatility that's included in it. And yeah, it takes a second for the system to catch up. So what I was saying is about leading indicators. It shows what's happening in real time. And just really quickly, imagine you had $1 billion, right? And you own some stock and you just dropped it all at once. What that would do is it would artificially inflate the price. And so many people would get into it. Once they realized that you had just sold a bunch of shares, it would crash the market basically. So large institutions have to strategically get in and get out of positions quietly. So yeah, so I'll go. This is an ongoing story, but anyway, Stitch Fix. Nice bullish divergence, continued bullish divergence, trading with the algorithm. Nice little curling up of the algo in the last couple of days. The reason I'm bringing this up is I think this might be a multi-day runner, right? Right, the algo is continuing in its nice little channel to the upside, right? The algo does move like candlestick patterns, so sometimes you'll hear me say, "Oh, bull flag breakout," those type of things. I'm looking for Stitch Fix to take out previous highs. So this level here, right? We clear that, then we start getting get over here. Then we start getting kind of super woody on some things, right? We've got big moves coming up. The algo is, let's see, what did it do? It rallied, pulled back, pulled back. It's taking a little bit of heat, right? Jeez. However, it's curl up at the end. All right, the algo's curl up at the end, so look for the break above previous highs for continued run in Stitch Fix. All right, so I have to hard refresh that real quick. That'll give me a second to come over here. Look at I'm going to throw a coin up real quick just because I want to see what's happening with it from a price action perspective before I really go into anything else. Ooh, yeah, baby. If it's above the 200 SMA, we might trade it today. Let's see. Nope. Hey, it's got some overhead resistance. Pretty nasty. Look at that rally. Ooh. Okay. All right. I think that refresh did what I needed it to do. So, like I said, with Stitch Fix, if it takes out some of its previous highs and lows, if it can get out of its own way, then I think it might be a little bit of a multi-day runner. This is a gorgeous pattern. Oh, tell me I have it on this. I don't think I do, but look at this. Okay, so we've got a, we got a 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D reversal pattern. Bull flag, look for the breakout. We've got stack positive moving averages 821.34. We're above the 50, above the 200 SMA. MACD crossover, looking for a slingshot release. Over here on the daily, looking for this. Oh, get back here. Looking for this TTM squeeze right here to slingshot through, go from mid compression to release, propelling us up above VWAP at 35, going up testing the 50-day SMA at 37, right? So we've got some move to the strong, we've got some strength to the upside. However, we got to take out this little supply zone that we're in right here. If I were to pinpoint it, I would say 35.26, or just call it 35, is the key level. We get above, basically above there, then use that for support. I think we can continue on up to the upside. That's Stitch Fix, a little personal favorite of mine. AMD is not on the request, but it made a nice move. Excuse me. Zoom and, sorry, let me just check the chat real quick. Let's see. Check out open possibly. All right. Yeah, there we go. Come on, chart. Do your job. Look at all those block trades. So I'm going to throw up a chart of like a stock that you would think would have a crap ton of block trades, like GameStop. And it's interesting, there's none, right? Where stocks like that you wouldn't expect to have any have a bunch of them. Okay. Moving on to coin. Okay, so this is just all right, so none of this is financial advice, first of all. Secondly, these are all my personal opinions, right? Thirdly, do your own due diligence, okay? The algorithm's trading with price action, right? So far it's been a nice little uptrend. We had a little bit of a pullback, right? Let's see how we pulled back to this block trade level for support, and now we're continuing on. Okay, let me mark up these block trade levels, and you guys tell me what you think happened at these levels. A dark pull at 254.35, right? We have a regular block trade at 300, and then we've got a white line level right there, smack dab in the middle at 275-ish. Okay, 275-ish. Okay, it can vary with 25 cents to the upside to the downside. All right, those came in on the 18th. Here's the 18th, right? So if you had billions of dollars, what would you do at these levels, right? If I had billions of dollars, I would be selling at this level here, selling into strength so that I could get my profits without affecting the market, right? So dark pullers, maybe sell orders here, right? That would introduce a lot of supply into the market for the demand to eat up, which would raise the price, right? This is a decision-making level here where it kind of balances itself out. supply zone up here. So you got, you've picked up your demand. You're going up here and dropping off your supply, right? I would buy back in at this level, right? Taking those shares off of the market, increase it to create a supply shortage. I don't know. Like I said, personal opinion, but I know that I would make a lot of money if I sold at 245, right? Bought back in at 300, and then start selling it again as it rises, as I've driven this price up, 325, 350. As far as technically speaking, the algo is trading with price action. A little bit of bullish divergence. I wouldn't call it too much because it just traded with the algorithm all day yesterday. 300 is a point of support. We'd have to look at some options chains to see if they're going to pin it at 300 today or if we can get a rally. I haven't checked it on Bitcoin yet, but I'm sure that it's going to affect this as well. Okay. So that's coin. We wanted to look at Neo. Run. Somebody had a request for open. Oh, Snapchat. You want to look at Snapchat? Snapchat. Oh, Nvidia, Johnny. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that. Oh, my bad. I'll get you with the Nvidia. I'm gonna look at this open one real quick. So in the last 11 days, massive block trades support, regular and dark pool levels. The algo is trading with price action, right? Overall uptrending. This is consolidation as far as the algo is concerned, and looks like a filled. So we had downtrend, rally back to support. We're continuing to rally on. This is super choppy from 23.75 to 24.25, so that little 50-cent range here. I like clean moves, and this looks like a little bit too much congestion for me. So uptrending, consolidation. Right, consolidation here. Massive dark pool levels to the upside and the downside. Notice how there's a lot of dark pools to the top, right? Those are people trying to influence the market. Get back here, right? This is just this is consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. As long as trendline support holds, I would say just be nimble with your money. Okay. Got to be nimble out in these streets. Looks like it had a little bit of a wedge, right? Wedge breakout, pull back to support, and now it's struggling getting over 25. So that's just hard for me to really give you any guidance on because there's so much overhead resistance. Okay. Nvidia. Okay, there's Nvidia for you. Neo. Oh, Neo. So the algo's been pretty much net selling on Neo for the last couple weeks, right? So eventually some of this divergence will have to play out. Currently, Neo has got it's resting at white line support resistance, right? Here we go, the algo. It has failed to break over, right? Up and over its overhead resistance. So I'm still a little bearish on Neo. Eventually, this divergence will have to play out. Looks like it's ran into some overhead resistance right around the $41 level. We've got overhead regular block trade resistance at 40.29 right here. That's probably the most recent. We've got regular block trade support at 39.63 and dark pool support coming in at 39.78. We've also got white line consolidation at right at that $40 level. So that $40 level is pretty significant for Neo. Let's go ahead and take a minute, drop a line on that, be like massive dark pool and regular block trade support resistance at this level, right? As far as price action is concerned, this trend line it's there, right? We had a nice little wedge breakout, came back, filled the gap. So we've got this overhead resistance. So if we base off of this $40 level and can get above 40.29 and back test it and take out some of these previous highs, I think there's an opportunity to continue on to the upside with Neo. Contrarian, we reject off of that, and then we break through these supports at 75, 63, and 32. Mainly if we break this 30, 39, 32 support, we gap down to 38, right? Below that, we stair step down, hover at 37 for a second before we come back down to 36, 38, before we get our next level of block support. Okay, that's the upside and the downside. Run. Algo's trading with price action. It's making higher highs and higher lows, so it's doing its job. Price action is doing its job. Continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. We've got regular block trade support at 51.72, 5172. I've got to cut it short here pretty soon too. By the way, I'm gonna stream the open for the bullish bears as well. 49.05 is support, right? The algo looks good. I would anticipate continued movement to the upside. There's nothing here that screams, reversal or anything, right? Algo broke above its overhead resistance, back tested it, used it as support. I would see some continuation up into the next couple days, right? Not really super happy about this rising wedge. So at some point, that trend line support is going to break, and we're going to come back and test 51.72. I may look to get in at that point, especially if it's not a Friday. Okay, Nvidia, look at this, is gorgeous, right? Algo's making higher highs and higher lows, right? We based off of some dark pool support, right here that came in yesterday, and what happened? We rallied up into dark pool resistance. Okay, the algo has been able to get above its block trade support and resistance and has a little bit of room to the upside. Let's do this. So we have dark pool 226.92, right? And immediately below that 225.58. Those are dark pool levels. Below that, we've got regular and dark pool support resistance. Regular support at 222.89. And then dark pool at 222.50. Okay. The algorithm is, like I said, it's doing its job. It's continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. Doesn't necessarily have the divergence that we ideally look for, but it is making an uptrend. So if we can base at this 227, 226, or 227 level, and I think we can continue up. The algo, like I said, it's making higher highs and higher lows, right? The algo is doing its job. It wants to go higher. It wants to bring price action up with it. So just keep an eye on that. I like it. Move for the upside. All right. So do you think they knew something? Like really, a couple days ago, massive drop in the algorithm. Right off the bottom, bounce up to support, trading with price action, right? Massive selling off. I don't believe any of these levels are valid because of the massive 20% drop. So it's really hard to do an algo review on an earnings miss. Give me a day or so to get some more data, and I can help pick a direction for next week or the following weeks. But this, yeah, this is pretty nasty. I have to see what happens today as the algo doesn't track after hours moves because it just doesn't. So let's check in on Snapchat a little later today. I'll post something out on Twitter once I get a little bit of data going there. Okay. All right, Zoom, and then I've got to run. Let me just double check if I missed any. TLT, you want to look at TLT? I'm telling you, TLT is a snitch. It's well known that TLT is a snitch on the block. IBM, Anthony. Let me try IBM in this segment here. Like I said, there's a handful of tickers that just wreck the charts and wreck the algo. Merrick is one of them. I'm not sure if IBM's another, but we'll check it out. Square. Oh, you know what? Damn it, I didn't even get to look at mine. That's upsetting. Okay, I got to burn through these last ones, okay? Zoom. Zoom's doing a nice job, right? Look at that. Same thing as Coinbase. Let me clear this out so that you can get a picture of what I've been trying to preach here for a little bit, okay? Those levels, look at those levels. Okay, so the algo is steady uptrending, right? Making higher highs and higher lows as it's consolidating. It's currently trying to bullishly diverge from this little wedge that price action's in right now, okay? We have dark pool support coming in all the way down here at 258. Um, 264.65, and then regular 260, 266.32. So there's your base, right? You know, if I sold a bunch of shares there, that would make the market go up. Russell's dropping, NQ's dropping, the YM is taking a dump. Yeah, so futures are down going into the open. Hopefully that finds some support and will make a nice move to the upside throughout the day. If not, it can get real ugly real quick. Okay. 274.23 is your regular block trade support. If that breaks, we come back test these demand zones, right? If they hold, this will become a demand zone for the next move to the upside. Little overhead resist, little wedge action here, a little wedge salad action. So we either break to the upside or the downside. Downside support is at 266. Overhead resistance is about 280. Okay. TLT is a snitch. Like I said, the algo is smart money is starting to buy back into these bonds, people. So look for a nice little pullback on the ES. May come today, may come in the next couple days. Right. Uptrending support on the algorithm. We took out the previous high. See how it came and back tested it for support, right? Overhead resistance, rally through, back test support, continuation onto the upside. We have bullish divergence with price action basing at 142.50-ish, right? Off of some dark pools, right? Let's just say that these are dark pool sell orders sitting here, right? Well, sold a bunch of shares, got bullish divergence to the upside. Then we start stair-stepping our way back up, taking out 142.89 first. Okay, come on, dude, just give me the right damn tool. 143.40 and targeting 145 right here. We've got white line target at 154.44, right? You can just call it 154.50 right there. That's pretty significant. That's our target, upside target. The algo will interact with this area first, then price action will follow. Miscellaneous dark pools, 143.70 is a recent one. 145.71 is also a recent one. The most recent one is 142.73, so that is support, right? We've got dark pool support, regular block trade resistance, right? Okay, moving on. Square's doing its job. This is nice. So we got nice. So I won't be able to do IBM. IBM's one of those tickers that just is broken. Obviously we're working on it. Like I said, there's a handful that we are aware of. So fortunately, that's one of them. So we've got nice, strong, smart monies, shifting back into Square. Look at this dark pool support it based off of. Get back here. Look at how the algo interacted with those levels as well. Okay. 252.20 is that level. So right here, there's your base. The algo rejected off that base, came back support, rejected it once, broke through it, and continue on to the upside. Below that, I mean, there's 250, 241. I think that those are irrelevant on this newest move, so I'm not even going to mark those up. 252, 50, 252, 20. Those are the levels that you should be paying attention to, okay? That's your support. As far as price action is concerned, look a little overextended, right? A little channel here, right? We may come back test this area where the algo kind of ran into some resistance at 260. So potential pullback to 260, 261, and then a bounce off of that level there. Contrarian, we just keep melting up, right? Melt up. We got to come back to find some support at some point, okay? I wanted to look at Nike. I wanted to look at FedEx, UPS, even though they're in, they're very similar, and then W, Wayfair. All right, this is interesting here. So FedEx, the algo's trading with price action, rally, rally, rally. We have a bunch of smart money, dark pool, and block trades coming in at 232.25, 232, right? That creates a white line, major inflection point. 232.25 is that inflection point for FedEx. Okay. Below that, we have a dark pool print, which what are we assuming it is? Right? On the way up, it could be buy orders. On the way down, it could be sell orders. Or on the way up, it could be sell orders. On the way down, it could be buy orders, right? Ish, something like that. I need this algo to get above this block here so it can. I'm gonna be so late. I gotta. Yeah, all right. Need the algo to continue to make higher highs and higher lows, pulling price action out of its wedge. UPS 199.44 is your regular block trade level. Algo is trading with price action. 195.25 is that support. If there's a pullback, look for that. A break of 195, we come back down and test 193.80 for a final support. W. This is divergence playing out. I wish I could go back in time and show you how price action came down to meet the algorithm when that divergence played out, right? Trading with price action, price action, price action. The algo is bullishly diverged from price action, barely. It's given it a day. So this may be a play out into next week. The algo is making higher highs and higher lows. It's coming out of consolidation. Like I said, I don't have time to draw this up. Unfortunately, I've got to go get set up for something else, right? Out of consolidation, look for that move to the upside. We've got to make sure that we base. I hope we don't pull back here for a base. We may use this level here, but this is definitely lots of overhead resistance. Failed Wu-Tang reversal breakout. So just watch those levels. Nike, bearish divergence. Algo or price actions at 162.18. We have dark pool support and regular block trade support right at this 158 level. If the algo breaks down below this white line at 157.82 and it'll pull price action back down to these previous highs, right? So we have overhead resistance at 162 with Nike. Even though it's on an uptrend, the algo is selling off. So let's just be careful. All right, I got to run. I really do got to get set up for this other thing real quick. All right, we have white line support currently at where the algorithm's at on Nike at 157.82, right? That's the key inflection point. If the algo bounces here, then we may see a price action continuation. If it rejects and the algo will come back and back test this area here, and then this area here. That could pull price action down with it. All right, I got to run. Thanks for joining me. Once again, my name is Dark Pool Algo. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Standard Eastern Standard Time, an hour before the open. This is what we do. Thanks for joining us. If you don't have a trial if you're not even signed up with the Bullish Bears yet, go out there, get signed up, check it out. Look for us in the chat. You'll learn more than anywhere else, in my opinion. Have a great day. Be safe. Stay green. If you don't know what to do, remember cash is a position. You don't have to play dwack. You don't even have to get involved with it. You can look at it and watch it and be like, wow, that's really cool.